attacked with the token. Yeah, the funny thing is, the dispense. So Ruud has the disperse, takes care of the Ormondal. I don't think he has another rogue. I assume he would have played it if he has it. Yeah, I can't really see the cards as well as you guys. My screen is actually pretty small, so make it a little bit bigger. So Bone Splinter takes out the rogue. That's a very dangerous idea here. If he had the Essence Flux at that point, he still had one blue mana open. Then he could have fluxed the Whirler Rogue without losing it. Yeah, no triple blue I just saw as well. So he couldn't play Whirler Rogue and Disperse in the same turn. The thing is, right now Ruud can keep pressuring Iarre, whereas Iarre pretty much needs to refill his hand and get some of those clues turned into 1/1 tokens and draws. Reflector Mage takes care of the Husk. And Iarre suddenly only has one possible human token to defend himself. Yeah, again, once this deck starts falling behind, it's really hard to uh, get back into the game. Yeah, that's true. And he still would have had both available to him if he played Mage into Husk. So Ruud, if you're looking at the replay, there was an even better play. Not that it is gonna matter. We've already seen green-black Aristocrats in trouble, and the thing is, once it starts getting in trouble, it's really hard to get out of it. It's a really good deck at staying on par or just ahead of your opponent, but once it falls back, it just takes too long to rebuild something. Okay, let's see if Iarre can create a miracle. I see Aerial Volley Deadweight in his hand, Blister Pot Nantuko Husk that he is not allowed to play. Oh, the Deadweight is so bad here. Doesn't do anything. I think that's an evolutionary leap. That might be an interesting card. Gets rid of a token. That was pretty much the best target. Yeah, but the second Ormondal will run into the same problem. He didn't leave mana open to activate the evolutionary leap either. I don't think that's a better plan. He could have alpha striked, got Gideon to 2, sacrificed the blocked one, but then on the attack back he takes 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he survives the attack back, and then suddenly Ruud is faced with having a killable Gideon. Yeah, the Gideon is taking over. And the papers, yeah, that's the life totals. Yeah, digging himself out of this is gonna be pretty sketchy. Assuming that's what you mean with a sketch. Yeah, Ruud has a pacifism, a whirler rogue. Can't really see the middle card. Yeah, with the camera quality we have, big dice aren't so interesting. So, sorry about that. Ruud just dumping the board full. At this point, I think it's pretty much over. Even plussing his Gideon for a 5/5 indestructible attacker. And that's the only one that comes in. So Iarre chooses to just take the damage. I think that's Ruud could have attacked with one of the tokens. And the aerial volley doing exactly its job here, taking care of 3 little flyers. Yeah, I also think that Ruud should have been a lot more aggressive. Um, well, he couldn't attack with the 2 tokens, remember? So he was only attacking for 10, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, yeah, those are 3 night tokens. Yeah. Yeah, his rogue couldn't attack, but on the bottom those are 3 2/2 tokens. So he had 5 from the Gideon, 2 from the Reflector Mage, 1 from a Topter token, 1 from the Instigator, and another 6 from the ally tokens. Yeah, he used the tokens with Summoning Sickness, but he had a third one as well. So now suddenly Ruud is forced to play fair again, and Iarre managed to reload, and again is threatening. Yeah, I think so too. It's a hard skill to learn. Like knowing when you can go full aggro is it's a scary thing. Like a lot of people are very intimidated by the sheer amount of possibilities and maths that are involved, and it's very easy to make a mistake both ways, not realizing just how good an attack can be for you, or not realizing just how damaging the backlash can be. So I understand Ruud wanting to play carefully here, but I still think it was wrong. Now, I'm not one to say my last match that I played against Ruud, I made the same mistake where I wanted to play too careful, and it cost me the game. So I still think that Ruud's in the better position here. But on the other hand, if he doesn't find an answer to Ormondal, it might get tricky. So this time choosing to get this emblem. Emblem is actually pretty huge because it forces him to sacrifice something to Nantuko to make it relevant and relegates all the tokens to just jumping duty. I like this play. It's pretty good. It's such an amazing card, Gideon. Creates tokens, creates a single big beater out of itself, buffs a swarming team. It's probably one of the best cards in the format to win the game on its own. Iarre setting up to kill the Whirler Rogue, but knowing Ruud's playstyle, he already has the Essence Flux available to rescue it. Iarre using the Evolutionary Leap to optimize every little drop he can squeeze out. I like how technical, yeah, oh, the collected company, that's too bad he lost that. Cutthroat is somewhat interesting, but so he sacks one of the tokens to kill the Whirler Rogue. That one actually dies. Ruud still has all his mana available though. So let's see what his follow-up is. There's a card in his hand that I don't recognize. Curious to see what's coming here. 6 mana. Is that for Liliana the Preserver? Liliana, what's her name? The Preserver. 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 So it's Linvala the Preserver. Looks like that. Yeah. So on this board it's just a 5/5 flyer. Something that Iarre really doesn't have an answer to. Yeah, I saw. Bone Splinters answers the Linvala. Iarre still holding on to everything. No, it's not over, but it is pretty hard for Iarre to get out of this, especially considering he just put his collected company to the bottom. We also don't know what other rares he plays. He already has the Ormondal. He still has the Ormondal available. Um, and let's not forget he has one more rare in his deck. He already got 3 of them. So I think the Liliana is his 4th one. Yeah. One small and safe attack to get rid of the Gideon. But of course the emblem stays behind. Now Ruud is limited to the creatures he has in play.